Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? Welcome to Talk Photo to Me. I'm your host, Maddie Roberts, and you might be wondering, why is she in a dark room with a spotlight light on her? And I'm happy to answer that for you. You see, I'm out of town right now. I'm in California. I had some shoots out here, and I missed last week's episode, and I'll get into that as to why that happened here in just a sec. But I didn't want to miss this week's episode because I'm traveling all week, so I decided to do it in my hotel room. So I brought all my stuff, and then I also brought my spotlight lighting because I'm doing some photo shoots here with my spotlight. And I was like, oh, it'd be super cool if I filmed my pod with the spotlight. So here we are. We're feeling good. Anyways, so let's get into it because we're getting vulnerable on this episode today. Because life has been a little hard, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. So last week, as to why I wasn't able to put out an episode, my dog, I have a sweet 5, almost 6-year-old corgi. His name's Nico, and he is the light of my life. I adore him. But he all of a sudden wasn't walking normally and couldn't go up the stairs, was very sleepy, was very just like not acting normal. He's a very hyper dog, and he just wasn't acting like him. And so, and I couldn't get him in to a vet till like a week from when I found out something was wrong with him. So, which was last week. And so that whole week I was just an absolute wreck, worried about him because corgis are known to have hip dysplasia and a lot of joint pain. And so my mind went to the worst, and I just couldn't stop thinking about how much pain he was in. And, that just kind of took over my whole life. So a lot of things got put on the back burner, the podcast being one of them. So sorry about that. He is okay. It turns out he's just a 30-year-old guy, and he just threw out his back. Very common in corgis. They have a lot of lower back issues because of how long their spines are. And so he just tweaked his back because of him just like jumping off our couch or jumping off our bed. Really anything could have caused it. So he's fine. He's on muscle relaxers, and he'll be okay. So that's kind of what's been going on with him. And then I've just had a lot of I've just been so busy with a lot of personal things and with photography, and it's just like the most interesting feeling. Like, I've never been this happy before in my life, but I've also feel like I've never been this stressed in my life. And I'm a high stress, high anxiety person. And this just feels way too much, and it's kind of making me shut down a little bit. And I don't feel burnt out. I don't feel uninspired. I don't feel not motivated. I do more than ever. I just feel like I want to do so much, and there's not enough hours in the day to do it. So, yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm going to kind of talk about today is I've been really struggling as a business owner and as a photographer. This job is so hard, but it's also so rewarding. And it's also like the best job I could have ever asked for, right? Like, I'm living my dream and I get to do really cool things and I get to meet really amazing people, and I love this job with all of my heart. I just feel like I want more of it, and there's not enough time for all the things that I want to do. And how do I know if I'm making the right decisions? And how do I know if me spending money on this thing will turn out to be a good investment on my business? Or like, how do I know if me doing whatever, like, I don't know, it's hard to come up with examples, but like, I don't know, like I just did a wedding expo, my first ever wedding expo, and I am so excited about it. Like, it was so much fun. I did it with my really good friend Courtney Stone, and it was awesome, but it was also like a lot of money to put into it, and now you just kind of have to sit back and see if you get a return on investment in it, and that's really stressful. It's like we took a risk putting in the money to do that in hopes that we get some kind of, you know, return. And so it's like, I think I've been having a lot of those decisions going on recently to where I'm getting like nervous about like if I'm being profitable. Am I being a good business owner, right? Like, am I making the right decisions to better my business? And I don't know if anybody else is like this. I'm sure there's other people like this, but just to tell you a little bit about me, I think about things a little too much. I do have OCD, and it's not your stereotypical, I've got to clean things in a certain way. And no, it's mainly obsessive thoughts. I can't stop thinking about something until I either resolve it or I have something else to obsess about. It's really, really exhausting and very challenging. I mean, OCD is challenging no matter what, but and I know a lot of people have it way worse. But you know, like I sit up at night till 4 or 5 in the morning thinking about what I can do to make my business the best it can be, and then I realize, oh, I haven't slept, and that's not healthy for my body. And oh, I haven't eaten. That's not healthy for my body. That's not healthy for my mental health. That, like, it's all just a lot. And I can't turn it off. I can't turn off the thoughts in my head. I really can't. And sometimes, and I think just right now, I wish I could. I wish I could sit back and relax. I wish I could give myself a self-care day. Because that's what everyone tells me I need to do. And I try. I try to take the bubble baths. I try to go on drives and to not think about the things that are stressing me out. But when you have OCD and you obsess over those things, you can't just not think about it. So I think about my business a lot, and I think I think about it because this is my full-time thing right now, right? Like, I quit a stable job to do this full-time, to put my heart and soul into it. And I think if I tell myself I need to take a break or chill out or anything like that, then that allows laziness or failure to come in, and that scares me. Obviously, logically, I know that isn't how that works. But my irrational side of me tends to win a lot. And it's just been hard. And I just like, who else feels like this? What other business owners are out there who feel like this? Because I think I need to hear it. I think I need to hear that I'm not the only one. Because I feel like I am in this current moment. And I think that's what's also making it really hard. And because I don't know who to talk to. And that's talking makes me feel better about things. I mean, that's probably why I started this podcast, is because I wanted to say things that were on my mind. I wanted to talk about what's on my mind. And this is me doing it. This is me talking about what's on my mind. And what's on my mind right now is that I want nothing more in my life than to be a successful photographer. Photography brings me so much joy. The way that I get to put a smile on people's faces when they're at a photo shoot with me and they're having just a blast and they're feeling good and they're gaining self-confidence and they're making a good memory because of something I'm doing. The fact that I get to capture people and show them just how amazing they are and how beautiful they are, to make art with people, to capture a moment in time to remember for forever, that brings me so much joy and peace and contentment. Like, I don't want anything more than that. You know, if this life didn't require us to make money, I would still choose, like, I would choose this job. It's everything to me. And I want to succeed so bad. Do you ever just feel like there's so much more to your life or to your story? Like, you're kind of meant for something great. And I hope that doesn't sound cocky or like I'm obsessed with myself. I promise you I'm not. I'm far from perfect and I'm far from where I want to be in life, but I feel like I have the potential of doing something great with my photography. I truly do. I truly believe in my talents, and I believe in my skills, and I believe that I could be someone who makes her mark on the photography world. And I crave that. I want that so bad. And I think it's just really hard sometimes because I don't know how to get there. I don't know what I'm doing. I do not understand how to get to where I want to be. And it's really scary to just kind of say, like, well, trust the process. It'll happen if it needs to happen, you know, like that's crazy. That's crazy. I have I'm a big believer in being like, okay, if you want something, go and get it. Make it happen. The only person that can make this happen is you, right? Like, I live my life by that. I don't rely really on anyone to make my life better. I have people in my life that love me enough that will try to make my life better, like, you know, and I do the same for them and stuff like that. But like, at the end of the day, what's the quote? It's like my favorite quote and I can't remember it. It's like, I am I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul, or I am the, yeah, no, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Invictus. Um, that I want to get that tattooed on my body. That's how true I find that to be. But like, I don't know how to make my dreams come true. And how else are you supposed to feel but defeated if you don't know how to get to where you want to be, right? Like, I had a want to learn studio lighting. So I saw a path to get there, and that was YouTube, Google, go to workshops, buy guidebooks. Like, I did research and I learned studio lighting, and I still have so much more to learn. But like, there was a answer to that problem. But what's the answer to, I want to be a successful, well-established, well-known photographer? How do I become that? How do I work with celebrities? How do I work with huge brands and campaigns? How do I strive for these great things? And I sit and I do research and I ask around, and when you've done that for so long and you can't like find an answer, it starts to feel a little defeating. Anyways, I just like, let me know in the comments if this is like resonating with anybody, because I get in these little slumps a lot. And I know I'll be fine, and I'll keep pushing forward. I will keep striving to be where I want to be. And I know without a doubt I'm going to get where I need to be. It just feels like there's a really, really big fence I need to hop right now, and I just don't have the height yet to jump over it. And I've got to figure out how to jump over it. So let me know if you feel like that, because that's how I'm feeling. And it's really hard to want to be present on social media or like talk with people when you're feeling like this, right? And I've also been kind of inactive on social media because, you know, I'm just like in the dumps. Like I'm feeling sad. And that's totally okay. You should take breaks from social media. Social media can be a very toxic place. It can be very awesome. I love connecting with people and seeing people's accomplishments and seeing people's lives. Like, social media is awesome for that reason, but it also could be so toxic. The comparing, the toxicity of other people's comments, or how people are so brave behind a computer screen, you know? And so I think it's good. It's beneficial to take breaks from that kind of stuff. The algorithm doesn't love it, but I think your mental health and well-being is a little bit better than an algorithm, I will say. I went ahead and asked on the gram what people were struggling with when it comes to their business. And because I wanted to know what other people are struggling with being business owners, because I know I'm not the only one struggling. I know I'm not. So I wanted to go through these. A lot of these are from different business owners, like photographers, estheticians, hairstylists, you name it. There's a whole bunch of people in here who responded. So we got a whole wide array of things. But we're just going to go through a couple of these and kind of talk about them. And maybe we can all help lift each other up a little bit. Because I feel like if we're all struggling, ain't nothing better than having some friends to support us when we're struggling. Am I right? So let's get into it. Okay. Number 1, comparing myself to others, even though I'm doing well. Social media is kicking my butt. Preach. Yeah. Comparison is like the thief of joy. And especially the person who wrote this is extremely talented. And I'm not going to share any names. I don't feel like any of these need to be confidential, but I don't know. I don't want to piss anyone off either. So, the person who wrote this is extremely talented and a really good friend of mine. Her work is fantastic, and it sucks to hear that she feels like, or like she's comparing herself, because her work is the best I've seen, and I've bought a lot of products from her. So, but like, I get it. I feel that way. There are billions of photographers that I look up to that I feel like are 10 times better than me. And it's like I sit there and I see the photos that they post and I'm like, well, why can't I be that good? Look at their engagement. Look at all of the attention they're getting. I want that. I'm not successful enough to get that. Will I ever get that? Like, that's where I want to be, and then you just end up feeling really bad about all the hard work you've put into. And that's like, yeah, that sucks. That's such a negative space to be in. Like, I think there's like a good like place to live in here. Like, yeah, you should look at other people's work and you should learn from other people, and take inspiration from other people, but don't let it like stop you in your tracks, right? Like, don't let it make it so that you stop growing and stop working harder to be the best you can be. Really sit back and look at your work and admire it, because your work is good. Okay, moving on. Oh, scary. Everybody calm down. My light just blew out, my little spotlight, and guess who forgot the charger? That's right, me. Sorry. That's okay. We get the cute hotel lighting. That's all right. Okay, so second one, constant bookings, but I feel like that's everyone. Yeah, I'm sure anybody that needs a booking, photographers, hairstylists, estheticians. I'm sorry, I can't think of any other ones. I'm sure there are more, but like anything that needs like a booking. Yeah, like how do we have this job as full-time business owners and then like not worry about consistent bookings? Like, how do you how do we not do that? Like, it's just, I think that's just part of the job, unfortunately. And I don't know. That's always just a big struggle. I'm struggling with that too, right? Like, I had a really good month in September. October isn't as good. November is like nothing for me. And usually in the winter months is when things kind of slow down for at least photographers. And so, like, it's scary. It's so scary. I'm thankful that I have my husband, who's kind of the one who's like the maid breadwinner of the family, but there are so many business owners like me who are the maid breadwinner. And just imagine that, like, without, like, I have a safety net and some people don't, and they have to worry about bookings a lot. It's so stressful. So I get you. That's so fair. This one says business owner wise, consistency and reliability on myself. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sometimes it's hard to even just rely on ourselves, right? We are literally figuring this out on our own. Nobody else has ran your business except for you. And there's a lot to learn when it comes to running a business. And that means relying on yourself a lot. And that can be so hard. Sometimes I just want to be a potato and I don't want anybody to rely on me. I don't that's a big struggle and I'm sorry you're struggling with that. That's I don't even know if I'm necessarily giving advice. I think I just want to read like what people are saying and whatever comes to mind after that. So, okay, moving on. Trying to make the leap into full time, but being scared to lose dual income from 2 jobs. Dude, I made that jump and it is terrifying. Do I have any regrets? Absolutely not. But it is extremely terrifying. Terrifying. How do you know? Like, how do you know if it's going to work out? How do you know if it's going to be beneficial to you? I went from having a decent salary to then cutting that more in half. Like, I money kind of rules everything, right? I wish it didn't, but it does. And so when you have that kind of like dual income, how do you just be like, okay, cut that big part of my life out and then let's just do what I want to do? Like, sorry. Like, how do we make that happen? But I will say this. I'm not going to go into like numbers or specifics or anything like that, but as a part-time photographer, I wasn't making great money and nothing I would ever like want to quit my job over. But I did feel like if I did quit, I could put more of myself into my business and then I could really see if it can take off somewhere. And then I would have more time to, put into my business. And it paid off. It paid off a ton. I have doubled what I made last year as a photographer. Still not like the most money in the world for me, but it's way more than I ever thought I'd ever make as a photographer. And it's only going up. And that's because I'm consistently working on it and I'm putting all of my time into it. So I think that there is a benefit in, taking the leap and putting all of your energy into making your business what it is. And to the person who wrote this, you will go places. Okay, let's see. Ooh, models and other creative collabs, including me, buy them an outfit plus props plus my time. That was a little rough to read. What I think you're saying is like creative collaborations are really hard. They want you to like put in the work towards everything, but then you're doing like the photos for free. That's kind of like the TFP topic we talked about in my first episode of Talk Photo to Me. Guys, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a long episode. I think I'm really struggling with this right now too. So I'm glad you said something. But like, why are people asking us for free photo shoots? Why are people asking photographers for free photo shoots? Okay, there's a chart. Imagine the chart. It's right here in front of my face. You've got entry-level model, entry-level photographer. You've got experienced model, experienced photographer. You've got pro model, pro photographer. If we've got entry-level model up here and experienced photographer right here, the entry-level model should be paying experienced photographer. If you've got entry-level model and entry-level photographer, that should be a collab. If you got entry-level model and pro photographer, that model should be paying the photographer. And vice versa. You got an entry-level photographer and an experienced model. Photographer should be paying the model rate. You got entry-level photographer and pro model. You should be paying the model rate. But entry, collab. Experience, those can collab. Pro and pro, those can collab. I find that to be like the most fair. And I just don't. I know people probably don't have ill intentions when they're asking for collaborations, right? I totally understand that. But can you see why it can be so defeating every single day getting a message on Instagram that you think is a client saying, I love your work. Oh my gosh, you're so talented. And like, it's my dream to get photos taken by you. Let me know if you need a model. Let me know when your next collab is. Am I crazy for being a little frustrated and a little defeated when I get those messages? Like, if you value my work, then pay for it. But like, I'm sorry, but if you're an entry-level model, I would consider myself an experienced photographer. Maybe even a pro photographer. I've been doing this for 5 years. I feel very confident in what I do. I have my style. I feel established. But I am aware there are things for me to learn. So maybe I'm experienced / pro-ish. We're not full pro yet. Okay. But I'm sorry. If you're an entry-level model, you're not going to take my experience and my level of professionalism and get it for free. This is my job. I'm trying to make a living off of this. You guys, I could talk hours about this. I really could. It's an issue. And and other photographers feel the same way too. And it's so hard. Like, I'm getting to the point where I'm just saying no to people. And I'm getting really sick of people not respecting my time and talents. Do you know how much money I spent on lighting equipment? There's no way I'm giving studio sessions out for free. You know what's frustrating is I'm known for my spotlights, right? I am known for my spotlight photo shoots. That's all that people want to collaborate with me on. Everybody wants spotlight photo shoots. I get it. They're sick. They are very cool. But I'm not collaborating on that. No. If you want them, pay for them. Ooh, I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling sassy. I'm feeling a little problematic. Anyways, just pay for services you want. I'm just going to leave it at that. Pay for freaking services that you want. Okay, let's see. Knowing we have more to offer, but no time to do it. Literally what I said at the beginning of this. There's not enough hours in the day. I know, for me, I can only speak for myself. I know that I'm, and again, this sounds, I don't mean to make this sound like I'm cocky or anything like that, but I know that I can be great in this. I know that I can be successful in photography, and I know that I can get to where I want to be. I just don't know how to do it, and I don't feel like there's enough time in the day to do it. And that's so frustrating. That's so hard. Ugh. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm sorry you're also feeling that way. Also, this lighting is making me sad. I'm sorry for all you YouTube watchers out there. I promise I'm not trying to give you a low quality production here. Okay, somebody said finding my niche. Dude, Dude. Ugh. Sorry. Yeah. That took me 3 years to find mine. And here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. My niche is a fashion portrait photographer. It's what my page is. It's what I advertise mainly. But guess what? I do weddings. I do couples. I do branding. I do product. I don't do families. I do them for the people that I know and love, but I don't offer them. I don't advertise that stuff a lot, but I do them and I love them just as much as I love portraits in fashion. But I guess finding your niche is more for your brand, for your branding, right? Don't feel like you have to only select one. Like, pick one that you kind of want to specialize in, and then still offer all the other ones. Finding your niche is hard. You find the thing that brings you the most joy. Like, if you could sit back and be like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to photograph. If you have to pick one thing to photograph for the rest of your life, what would it be? For me, it would be fashion portraits. Hands down. Like, I'd be so sad if I didn't get to shoot weddings anymore, but like, if I had to pick one, to be fashion portraits. So that's the one I'm choosing to really kind of shove down people's throats, you know? And I feel like niching down on social media helped me grow a little bit. I think I saw some benefits from it. I started getting more of the clientele that I wanted, which was nice. I started getting more of the clientele that I wanted. Like, I started getting more portraits, and that made me super happy. So there's benefit in doing that, but don't feel like you have to niche down, like, in general. I don't know if that helps, but niching is hard, especially when you want to do so much. And it's kind of hard to find your thing too, right? Like, mine was the spotlights. That's really what kind of made me, that's what put my name out there, was the spotlights. So I hope that you find your thing. And I know you can. Especially, I know who wrote this. You're extremely talented and you'll find your thing. Okay. Let's blow through these because I don't know how much time I have on this SD card. Okay. Competing with AI. Ooh. Okay, interesting take. I'd love to talk to you more about this because am I wrong for thinking that I'm not worried about AI? If anything, it's a great tool that's only helped me. I would love to hear more of your thoughts on that. I mean, I understand. I think with graphic design, it's very scary, and with photography, it's very scary. But there's no one else on this planet like you. And only you can capture what you can capture. And AI can't replace that. Ever. So, I don't know. I'd love to hear more of your thoughts and what your concerns are on that, because I don't see it as a threat or as a concern, but like that, just because I don't doesn't mean it's not a real concern. Send me a message. Okay. This one is, I think all of these. Oh, wait. Here's a good one. Okay. People taking advantage of my work. You know what? You know what's interesting? I think this kind of tails back into like, this kind of tails back into what I was just saying about like the collaborations, right? I think when you have something really special, I think people's true colors come out a little bit. And you start to see who really supports you and who really just wants to be in your life because they think you're talented. And they only want that because they want your talent to benefit them. And I've had that. Gal, it sucks. It sucks seeing like people in your life who you thought were your friends only like be with you because you're a good photographer and you take good photos of them, like, or they only stick around because you offered them free sessions for a really long time and then you stopped offering sessions and then they stopped talking to you, right? Like, that just feels so icky. Like, you're taking advantage of me and my time and my talents, and I don't know. I don't have time for that in my life. I'm too old for that. I am too old for that. I only care about the people in my life who want to be in my life and who value my time. And if you're only worried about me when it comes to also benefiting yourself, then we're done. Have a good life. I'm not going to be a part of it. Isn't it, man? The year I turned 26 is the year that nice pushover Maddie died. I'm so over bending over backwards for people that won't do the same for me. I'm over it. Not a fan. So, just don't take advantage of people. Like, respect their work, respect their time, be a good person. It's crazy concept to be a good person. Anyways, the rest of the responses were basically just kind of about inquiries and stuff like that. I think we all struggle with that. We are all dying to get people in our books. And it's hard. And I wish I had answers for you. I really do. I think what helped me with inquiries was finding something that people... I guess I have a product that people want and not a lot of people offer, which is studio lighting, which is the spotlights. Not a lot of people, I'm not saying there aren't people out there, but not a ton of people know how to do these spotlight photos. And so they come to me when they need it done. And I got more consistent bookings with that. And so what's your thing that you can offer to the people? Yeah. That's my homework for you to think about. Anyways, I'm okay. I'm fine. I am happy. I think I'm just in a little bit of a rough patch right now. And that's okay. We'll get through it. And we'll just take it one step at a time. And to all you business owners out there, I hope that you're doing good. I hope you're seeing success, or I hope you're making the changes or the pushes that you need to in order to see the success that you want. I believe in you and I know you can do it. And I'm here for you if you need any help. What we're doing is so hard, but we're meant to do it. And just remember, there's nobody else like you. There's nobody else like me. There is no other Mad Rob in this world but me. And I have something really fun and cool to share with the world, and I'm going to share it. Same goes for you. Anyways, that's my little podcast episode for you, I guess. My travel pod. I'm going to go edit and get ready for my shoots tomorrow. Thank you all so much for being here. Excited to keep talking everything photo with you guys. Excited that you all are here, and I just love you all so much. Thanks for all the support. Go follow Talk Photo to Me on Instagram, on YouTube. It's Talk Photo to Me Pod, and I'm on Spotify and Apple Music. Or sorry, not Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. And you can also follow my photography page. It's Mad Rob Photography. Or if you love anything wedding, I have Mad Rob Love Stories as well. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. And I will see you on the next one. Bye! Wow, travel pod. That was hard. I don't think I'll ever do that again. Yikes!